What is up, Hammerheads? Welcome back to the Forge. Today we are doing our first ever Meet the Maker, so stay tuned. Alright guys, as I was saying, we're down here at Michael Brown Custom Knives in Chickamauga, Georgia, and this is Michael Brown.
My name is Michael Brown. I'm a part-time maker. I do knives and tomahawks. I've been doing this getting close to 20 years.
That's what I was going to ask you first, is how long you've been doing this, when did you get started?
Because about 20 years.
Because I've known you for 15. Yeah, about 15 years.
Probably the first 10 years, 10, 12 years doing this, all I made was tomahawks. I mean, everything in my life revolved around tomahawks. Here's one I made last weekend. It's a mild steel body with a 1084 bit with a curly maple handle. About 7, 8 years ago, I got the urge one day to make a knife. Well, I made a knife. It was a Confederate D-Guard Bowie. I actually had it at a local shop, and a customer argued with the guy that owns the shop that it was an original Bowie. I mean, he bought it and just insisted it was an original Bowie, which kind of sparked my interest. So now I make about 90% knives and maybe 10% tomahawks.
So what kind of knives do you make? Like more traditional?
I like traditional frontier style, the 16, 17, 1800 style, antler, poured pewter boasters, like the Michael Price style. Herschel House has been a big influence in the style of knives that I make. But every once in a while I get the urge, I'll make something fancy, like medieval a dagger with twist Damascus, or a kukri. It's really just whatever anybody orders.
So what got you started in blacksmithing?
Fire and hammers.
Yeah, that was.
I've always been a big history buff, and I can't afford the stuff I like. Even nowadays, I can't afford originals. So I learned how to reproduce them.
Yep.
So, and it's crazy enough, most of my work done in Chickamauga, Georgia, ends up in Washington State for the fur trade. Probably 9 out of 10 items I make, I ship out that way.
Oh, so on that, if somebody's getting started in knife making and want to get started, what would be a big piece of advice you would tell them, besides don't do it?
Learn to use hand tools. A file is your friend. I've got, over the years, I've got pretty much every piece of equipment you can imagine. I still use files on everything I make. All you need is a heat source and a file and a way to temper it, and you can make a knife. I actually teach classes on that. I've demoed at the Appalachian Area Chapter Conference in Murfreesboro this year on that style of primitive knife making, where it's all forged to shape, and then you file to do your finish is totally filed in.
So cool. Where can they find you to be able to either pick up a custom knife, or if they want a custom knife made, how can they get a hold of you?
I sell almost exclusively through the knife shop by Frost Cutlery in Ottawa, Tennessee. I also sell off my Facebook page. It's just Michael Brown. My profile pic is a knife and a tomahawk. And I do sell some local craft shows, but majority of my work can be picked up at the knife shop.
All right, guys. So this is the first ever Meet the Maker. You got to meet Michael Brown with Michael Brown Custom Knives. We'll see you on the next one, guys. God bless. Keep hammering.